Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hello, everybody. Everybody's got to leave. Oh, but I'm so glad the chat's working. Knock on wood. I actually did a little troubleshooting. Sorry that I'm late. I really wasn't sure if the problems that we had yesterday had to do with the global outage of Google and some stuff with YouTube, or if it was on our end. And it's actually hard to test that unless, oh, you're not quite John, you orange. But it's hard to test that unless I'm live. They don't really have a good way of testing that. So, but it seems to be working. Vicky's going to be lurking and cleaning. John's going to pick up his wife. Cellulite Yoga Pants dealing with her asshole. Not hers. You know who I mean. Courtney's here. Miko, Sir Philip. And did I miss anybody else? Oh, Shane. Hi, Shane. I think that, oh, and Erica was here earlier. She might come back. Now, we have 2 cases to watch today. So let's get to it, shall we? I think we should. I have my coffee here. I have my pen. So these 2 things plus my phone make Paisley a happy girl. Seriously. I'm like a toddler. Those are my 3 comfort items. Okay. So let's get to it. Oh my God, I have to tell a funny story though. So I was talking to somebody at work yesterday and I said that I'm a hoarder. And he said, "You're a whore?" And I said, in my mind, I'm like, don't engage with people like this at work. It's not appropriate. But I was like, I'm whatever you think. I feel terrible. Like, of course I'm a whore. Of course you can tell. Anyways, where's the video? I just laughed though because somebody came up. They're like, I can't believe he said that afterward, or he said that to you. And I was like, oh, it takes one to know one. I'm sure it was, I don't care. I've been called way worse. And it's not been true. So, oh, shit. The lady has her hand up in the thumbnail of the video.
You swear or affirm the
Oh,
testimony
there we
you
go.
provide this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can lower your hands. Let the record reflect that Ms. Janae Gonzalez has been duly sworn in, as well as a witness for the Attorney General's office, Ms. Angela Balcazar. Ms. Bryant?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to begin by asking to do a temporary or first asking the court to take judicial notice of the file and all of its contents, specifically the petition to establish the parent-child relationship that was filed on or about August 20th of 2024, as well as the service that was sent to Mr. Julian Gonzalez on or about January the 6th of 2025.
This court will take judicial notice of all documents within the court's file, specifically the pleading that was filed by the Attorney General's office. It is a petition to establish the parent-child relationship that pleading was filed on or about August 20th of 2024. And the court will further take judicial notice of the return of service for Mr. Julian Gonzalez. He was served on or about January 6, 2025 at approximately 12:56 in the afternoon. And the return of service has been on file with the district clerk's office since January 8th, 2025. No answer has been filed by Mr. Gonzalez.
All right, Your Honor, may I share my screen, please?
Brittany's got the most Texas accent I've heard out of a lawyer in a long
There
time.
we go. It should be showing.
Please don't go, Brittany.
The state would like to mark for identification Exhibit A, which shows the notification that was sent to Mr. Gonzalez, that has the date and time for today's hearing, as well as the instructions for logging on. The state would like to request that this be admitted as Exhibit A.
Ms. Gonzalez, do you have an objection with this document being admitted into evidence?
No, Your Honor.
States A admitted. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Okay, the state would like to call its first witness, Miss Angela Balcazar.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Angela Balcazar sounds like a character out of Harry Potter, and she would be in Ravenclaw. Wouldn't she? I believe so. Hector, what do you think? Hi. And who else came in? Howard, Hector, and NPC. Hi, guys. Hi. I feel like that name is a Harry Potter name. Oh, Snoopy. Hi. Happy Friday the 13th. Thanks for being here. Wow. I didn't realize it was a full moon as well, though. We might be fucked tonight, you guys.
Ms. Balcazar, can you state your name for the record, please?
Angela Belcazar,
All right, and can you tell me where do you work?
the Office of Attorney General of Texas.
Okay, and what do your duties entail as a employee for the Office of the Attorney General?
I investigate sources of income and help the parties negotiate and establish child support.
Okay, and are you familiar with the case involving our NCP today, Mr. Julian Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay, and have you had time to research whether or not he is gainfully employed?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and is he gainfully employed?
He is, yes.
All right, and were you able to determine what his gross monthly resources are?
I was. That is in the amount of $1,766 with 84 cents.
Okay, and during what period?
1,007. That's below minimum wage. Isn't it? This might be one of those rare cases where they're going to have to actually go higher. Hi, MB. Yay! I'm so glad you went back and watched that hearing. And apparently we got another crazy one today. But, isn't $1,007 under minimum wage in Texas? I'm pretty sure it is.
Was this gross monthly income calculated?
The first 3 quarters of 24 and the last quarter of 25.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to clarify that one more time. What were the time periods for that?
Give me 1 second. I apologize. I have it right
okay.
here. Yes, the first quarter of 25 and the last 3 quarters of 24.
Okay, sounds good. Excuse me. Were you able to determine whether or not he has health insurance available through his employer?
I was not able to obtain that. No, ma'am.
Okay.
They don't even
And
pay
are
him
you aware
$1,000 a
of
month. Why would they give him health insurance? I'm sorry. That just seems silly to me. Chuck, I'm sorry. Waiting on things sucks. It's like the worst. It's like when I order something from Amazon and I want it right away. Like yesterday. They should have sent it to me before I even paid. That would be real customer service. Anything less is just ridiculous.
if Mr. Gonzalez has any other children under the age of 18?
Yes, he has one other child.
Okay, and is he court obligated to provide anything for that child?
I did not obtain that information.
Okay, no problem. And then how were you able to confirm that the Julian Gonzalez that we're talking about today is the same one that you were able to pull information for?
I was able to match the social security number.
Perfect. Sounds good. Your Honor, the state would like to pass this witness.
Ms. Gonzalez, do you have any questions of Ms. Balcazar?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Balcazar. You're free to go.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Bryant?
Okay, Your Honor, we would like to call our next witness, Ms. Gonzalez. Ms. Gonzalez, can you state your name for the record, please?
Janae Gonzalez.
Okay. And we're here today to discuss Marie. Or can you pronounce your daughter's name for us? Sorry.
Amira Marie Gonzalez.
All right. And at the time of her birth, were you
I'm sorry, we have to do it. Amara Marie! Amara Marie! Amara Marie! I mean, it's not the worst. Amara Marie! It's not terrible, but it's a little flubbly on the tongue, I would say. That's my professional opinion. Amara Marie! Amara Marie! Yeah, a memory. That's what it's starting to sound like. Hi, Rose. As an aside, if you want to test out a name, you should yell it out in public. See how it feels. Get a vibe for how people look at you.
currently married?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. And then at the time that she was conceived, were you married at that time either?
No,
Okay. Um, is there anyone outside of Mr. Julian Gonzalez that could possibly be the father of Marie?
no,
Okay. And then at any point has Mr. Gonzalez ever denied being the father to your daughter?
yes.
Okay. And when was that?
Throughout pretty much 4 years. I mean, since she was born.
Okay. But were you intimate with anyone else during that time period?
No,
Okay. And up until this point, has he been active in your daughter's life?
no,
Uh, did you and Mr. Gonzalez ever live together at any point in time?
yes, we did.
Okay, and during that period, did he hold your daughter out as his child? Was he performing fatherly duties, helping you take care of her, any of that stuff?
No, mainly it would be me. I would do everything for her. So,
And when she was born, how long did you guys live together during that period?
uh, well, we separated when I was 2 months pregnant due to domestic violence as well. And so, um,
Okay. But are you confident that he is the father of your daughter?
yes.
I would just like to point out I've been pregnant one time in my life, and I remember distinctly being dangerous in my first trimester of pregnancy. Like like physically dangerous to anybody around me if they did something. You try to fucking hurt me. I was like a cat. I remember one time my ex-husband woke me up and I like lashed out. It was terrible. I felt terrible. The hormones were like all over the place. All over the place.
Yes.
Okay. Now, today, we're here to address conservatorship. And in the state of Texas, we tend to believe that it's in the best interest of the child for both parents to be allowed to make medical and educational decisions for that child, which is known as joint managing conservatorship. Do you think this would be in the best interest of your daughter?
No.
Okay. And can you tell us why you don't think that would be in her best interest?
I mean, he's never cared for her, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's always said that she wasn't his. Oh, sorry. Um, sorry. Uh, she also because of the situation that happened and because of the domestic violence, she does not want to be around him. She's not comfortable around him. I mean, she has nightmares still, so she tells me that she does not want to see him. So I don't
Okay, that's hearsay. I know there's an exception to child hearsay for outcries, but in reality, those are not actually good things to say. People think that this means a lot to a judge. It doesn't. Your 4-year old, your 5-year old, your however old this child is, doesn't get a say in whether or not they see their parent. It's not their call. It's not a 16-year-old's call. And that's the reality of that. It's these are parent decisions to be made by parents, and when parents can't come through and make them together as adults, then a judge has to do it. Right, News Now? Right?
want to put her in that position where she's uncomfortable because she doesn't feel safe around him.
Okay. And so are you asking the court to be sole managing conservator today?
Yes.
To be the one making all of the decisions for your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Next, in terms of support for your daughter, has Mr. Gonzalez ever provided you any financial support or direct payments?
No.
Okay. And then lastly, do you think that any harm would come to you or your daughter if your information was included in the order today?
Yes.
Can you talk to us more about that? What you think would possibly come about if your information is included?
Just harassment. If my number were to get to him, I would be getting harassed. Um, I just don't feel safe around him just because of domestic violence that's happened 4 years. So,
Okay, no problem. Your Honor, I would like to pass this witness.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not have any other witnesses.
Ms. Gonzalez, I do have a few follow-up questions. You had indicated to the court that there was some domestic violence between you and Mr. Gonzalez. Without providing the court too much detail, what happened?
he was very jealous. I mean, if other men would look at me, it would be my fault. So he would hit me and he would bite me, he'd pull my hair, drag me. So, in our last incident, we were in a vehicle and my kids were in the back seat as well. And he pretty much tried to kill us that night, running red lights and driving recklessly.
So you indicated that this happened 4 years ago, but this seems like it was more than one occasion.
It's been ongoing. We were on and off for 4 years.
So when was the last incident of domestic violence between you and Mr. Gonzalez?
April 27th, 2025, this year.
And what happened this year? I mean, that was just what, a few months ago.
Yes.
What happened?
We went to a quince and of course, some men were looking at me. He got jealous.
Okay, guys, I gotta tell you something. If your woman is hot and men look at her, you should feel proud of that. Don't beat her for that. There's nothing grosser and like less sexy to me and so insecure. Like, how tiny is his penis, right? It must be so small. It must be so small to act like that, right? I feel bad for him. That might be, sir, it might be medical. You might actually be able to get somebody to look at that, because it's the only explanation that I can see why you would take it out on her when you have a problem with some dude. Like, I really don't get that. I really don't. And Hector, I think pinky size is being generous here. We're obviously talking about micro.
I tried to avoid the situation and to getting into the car and waiting for him, but on the way home, he was just yelling at me, yelling at the kids. He was hitting, yeah, he started hitting me and he was pulling my hair, hitting my head against the window. And then he elbowed my daughter, well, Amira, in the nose. So she had a bruise and bloody nose. Um, and then he started driving really fast, running red lights, driving really crazy. So my kid, like they were flying in the back seat. Um, and he was just yelling the whole time. We lived in the Northeast, so it happened in Montana Vista area, all the way to the Northeast. Uh, yeah.
I wanted to get a picture if it was a one-time incident, if it's happened several times. But it does appear that it is an issue with Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes.
He has done this in front of your children as well. Is that my understanding?
Yes, multiple times.
And it does appear that you testified that the children have been affected, being witnesses to this violence as well.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Bryant?
Your Honor, the state would just like to rest and close and make our recommendation. Okay, we're recommending that we do temporary orders today for Ms. Gonzalez. We're asking that there be a non-disclosure put into place to protect her identity just based on the events that she's testified today in regards to domestic violence. In terms of conservatorship, we would like to grant her sole managing conservatorship. We're asking that paternity due is established today so that we can get some support for Ms. Gonzalez. Excuse me, Your Honor. And then in regards to child support, we recommend that Mr. Gonzalez pay $263 a month in child support and $79 in medical support. And we would like to request that we reserve the rights for access and possession and retroactive payments and family violence for the final hearing.
So why temporary orders for today?
Because in regards to access and possession, we're requesting that, or in terms of family violence, Ms. Gonzalez had indicated possibly filing for a protective order against him, and we wanted to get that on the record.
Okay.
And also have time to do retroactive calculations and all of those things.
Okay, well, I think we can do all of that today. I'll give you some time to put some retroactive child support judgments. I'll give you a little bit of time, but I think all the other issues we can address today. Ms. Gonzalez, do you have anything else you would like to address the court?
No, Your Honor, I think it's been covered.
And anything that we do today does not prevent you from moving forward on any future protective orders. I'll make some orders today that will keep your information and Marie also safe. So based on the testimony and evidence before this court, I will find that Mr. Julian Gonzalez is the father of a Mary Marie Gonzalez. The two last names are different only by the last letter. We're going to keep her last letter as S. So I will also appoint Ms. Gonzalez to be the sole managing conservator and Mr. Gonzalez, the possessory conservator. There will be a finding that there has been domestic violence in the past, and as such, does rebut that joint managing conservator presumption. I will also suspend any and all access and possession until Mr. Gonzalez presents himself to the court. There will be no geographic restriction, and I will grant the non-disclosure request. With regards to current child support and medical support obligations, I will follow those recommendations. With regards to retroactive child support, I will give the Assistant Attorney General some time, or if you need to ask any further questions of Ms. Gonzalez regarding that sole issue, but I think all of the other issues were addressed. So, Ms. Gonzalez, your daughter is how old?
She's 7, Your Honor.
And the last time that you and Mr. Gonzalez ever resided together or were together as a couple, if you have the month and date or year.
We got back together in December of 2024, and I left April 27th.
And that was due to the incident that happened?
Yes, ma'am.
So the back child support or retroactive child support, when are you asking that to begin?
I'm sorry?
But how far back are you asking for back child support? It seems like you were on again, off again. The last time you were together as a couple, it appears it was right before that incident happened. So are you looking for child support to begin since that incident or from any past gaps of period where you were not together as a family?
Yes, we're not together.
Okay, so in the last 4 years, how long were you together in terms of years?
Boy, we were on and off. So since she was born, it was up until 4 years. Till she was 4 years is when we had gotten back together. I gave him that opportunity to meet her.
Okay,
And then we were together for about a year. And
it was about maybe 2 years or 24 months that you did not live together, you were not together as a couple, or would it have been more than 24 months?
oh, it's because it's hard because we were on and off.
Well, we can only go back 4 years, so I'm looking at the last 4 years.
Okay.
So in those last 4 years, thinking about that time frame, would you say it was more than 2 years that you were not together, or more than 2 years that you were together within that time frame?
2.
So about
No,
24
I think like a year and a half
that you were together or you were not together?
that we were together.
Okay. So out of the 48 months, about 18 months of it you were together.
Yes.
So we're looking at 30 months. And then has Mr. Gonzalez ever done the same type of work that he's doing right now? Was it the same kind of work or was it something different?
No, something different.
What kind of work was he doing in the past?
He used to work for a beer company,
Okay.
with Glazers.
Okay, do you have income information?
I do not.
Do you know if he was earning the same amount that he's earning now?
No, he was earning more.
So at the very least, he was earning what we have testified or we had evidence for today, right?
Yes.
All righty. So this is what I'll do for retroactive child support. If you can calculate 30 months, Miss Bryant, at the current support,
Mhm.
and that would be how much?
So he also has one other child that's 2 months apart from this one. And so
Hold the phone. Rose was saying it, but I was hoping it wasn't true. But of course, Rose never lies to me. She's not like these fucking assholes. Okay? Bro was fucking around on her. She wasn't fucking around on him. He was fucking around on her. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Older than the daughter before us, or younger?
the other child is younger.
Okay. And was the child born within the last 4 years?
Yes, the child is only 2 months younger than the child that's before the court right now. So they're the same age. They're both
Okay, so child support would be the same, calculated using the same income amount.
okay, no problem.
No, I'm asking you. I mean, was there another deviation that you were?
Yes, typically we
17.5%.
check because
The deviation is 17.5%. One in, one out. I don't even work for the AG's office and I know this. 17.5. Regularly, they take 20% if you have one child. If you have one in, one out, 17.5.
But honestly, Your Honor, I think you're absolutely correct. Let me just do the calculation as
The
you
only thing
presented.
you would need to take out would be the $79 cash medical support because he didn't provide any medical support during that time.
So we have a total of $7,890 in retroactive payments.
$7,890.
It's not
Yes,
even
Your
a
Honor.
small car.
I will grant that retroactive child support judgment. Order that Mr. Gonzalez pay that judgment at a rate of $100 per month with all obligations to begin July 1st of 2025. I did see there was a non-disclosure request for Mr. Gonzalez that is denied. And Mr. Gonzalez is also ordered to pay any and all court costs as billed. So Ms. Gonzalez, that will finalize the case for today. That doesn't mean that you will come back unless there's some other pleadings that get filed, but unless there's anything else, that will conclude the hearing. Entry will be this Friday by noon.
This Friday by noon. That's today by noon, ladies and gentlemen. I feel bad for that lady. I think that was the real Bill. You're making me laugh. I'm as pale as her. Remember, we have my non-death filter on. I recommend that to all peely-wally judges or people like me. Hi, Erica. Main event upcoming. Don't worry, you're right on time. Let's get going for the revenge of the day. Friday the 13th, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I would like for you to do today? Try and make somebody's day. Try and be positive and nice to somebody and surprise them. Do your best, okay?
We are here today, June 12th, 2025. It's 11:18 in the morning. I am Judge Phyllis Martinez Gonzalez. I am the presiding Title 40 judge for Court 44 here in El Paso County. Today, we are at a final hearing after a motion for new trial was granted. We have a SAPSER pleading filed by the Attorney General's office, and we also have two cross petitions suit affecting parent-child relationship. May I have announcements, please?
Tyler Kubinski on behalf of Ashley Kelly, and we're ready, Your Honor.
Karen Alexander, Assistant Attorney General of the state of Texas. We're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay. All those who will testify, please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you provide this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And lower your hand. Mr. Kubinski.
Your Honor, can we put on the record if the responding party is here?
Okay. And Ms. Alexander, who is the other party that is before the court?
The other party is, give me a second.
It's Cesar Rios.
I think he's a coward. I think he is, but maybe I'm wrong, and I'll eat my words. Hi, Brutal Bob. Hi, Christy. Also, yes, happy Father's Day coming up to anybody that is a father or has a father. And let's see if I'm right. Allegedly about this guy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Cesar Rios.
And let the record reflect that Mr. Rios is not present, and as such will be in default. Mr. Kubinski.
And
Your
Your
Honor,
Honor, if I just one quick thing before Mr. Kubinski gets in. We want to let the court know that everything in the order that was entered from December 12th, 2024 will remain the same with the exceptions of the child support calculations and the possession and access.
Yes,
Is that
that was the agreed. That was part of the order granting the new trial.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Kubinski.
okay. Ms. Kelly, can you please state your name?
Yes, Ashley Kelly,
And who is the child, the subject of this suit?
Eva Rios,
And who is Cesar Rios?
the father of my daughter.
And how old is the child?
She's 2.
And you have been the primary parent, correct?
Yes.
All right. Is Mr. Rios employed?
Yes.
Okay. And what does he do?
He does real estate.
And do you know approximately how much his income is?
I do not.
Okay.
More or less, I would say from 1 to 4,000 for each house.
Okay. What does he do?
He does wholesaling. He picks up properties that have been abandoned or have debt, and he pretty much picks them up and sells them to real estate investors.
And how often does he do this?
I believe this is like his full-time job. He gets a house here and there, one house every 3 months, more or less.
Okay. And so he also has.
Hold on, that math ain't mathing. He's making $1,000 to $4,000 a house every 3 to 4 months. One house. Concerning. But, well, as I say that, but, well, is he a 1099? Is that what a realtor is? A 1099? Independent contractor? Look at me knowing U.S. tax forms, not a W-2. But they should have some details about his earnings.
Has other income, is that correct?
Correct.
What income does he have?
He has VA benefits.
Right. And you've provided to the court a child support calculation, is that correct?
Correct.
Right. And that is true and accurate, correct?
Correct.
And it's based on your own personal knowledge, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit P1 into evidence.
Bye,
Ms.
Howard.
Alexander?
Good night.
No objections, Your Honor.
No objection from me
P1
either.
admitted. Thank you.
Oh, actually, I do object. I need to cover it up.
Yeah. And are there any protective orders in place?
Yes.
Who are they against?
Again, Cesar Rios.
And who are they protecting?
They're protecting me.
And why?
I was concerned for my safety. There's been a lot of issues I've had with him, and there was a lot of him following me around or things like that where I just felt like I needed to have something to protect me.
Okay. And you provided that protective order to the court today as Exhibit P6, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit, I apologize, P8. At this time, we move to admit P8, which is the protective order.
Ms. Alexander?
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
P8 admitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
And are you having any issues with Cesar Rios?
Yes.
Okay. What issues are you having with Cesar Rios?
Currently, he's pending charges I filed against him. He pretty much did, in other words, revenge porn. He posted sexual videos of when me and him were together. He posted them online. He sent them to my coworkers, to friends and family, and he was just threatening me and harassing me. So those are the charges he has pending right now.
Did you consent to him revealing those videos and images?
No, I did not.
Okay. And he was arrested.
Courtney! You're making me look like a terrible person. I love you so much. It's not a laughing matter. It's not funny. It is not funny. But share the links? No, seriously, it's not funny at all. It's not funny. And what a dumb thing to do, bro. You're gonna get arrested. Don't do that. But Pixar, it didn't happen. That's terrible.
For this, correct?
Yes.
And those charges are still pending, correct?
Yes.
And when did this incident occur?
December 2024.
Was this before or after your last hearing?
It was before this last hearing. We had one in March, but it was after our first child support court that we had in December.
And you provided a copy of those revenge porn texts, correct?
Correct.
Which we've labeled Exhibit P5, correct?
Correct.
Those.
Maybe we should have labeled them XXX5. Also, I don't know how YouTube Daddy's gonna take it. Could you say corn, Tyler? Could you say corn? No, in this case, Legal Fiction, we think she might not be. Dad didn't show up, and he posted revenge corn of her. It's corn, Tyler. You have to say corn on YouTube, please.
Messages have been altered. That way it doesn't show the actual images, correct?
Correct.
Are they true and correct copies of the conversation?
Correct. Yes.
Your Honor, we move to admit P5 into evidence.
Ms. Alexander?
I'm sorry, no objections from the state, Your Honor.
P5 admitted. Thank you.
Okay. And then you said he sent them to your employer as well, correct?
Correct.
And who did you work for?
With La Mente Behavioral Health.
Right. And did La Mente respond to that?
Yes, they sent him a cease and desist letter to stop bothering the employees, and he wasn't allowed to step into the facility.
Okay. And you provided that cease and desist letter to the court today, correct?
Correct.
And that's labeled Exhibit P6, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit P6 into evidence.
No objections, Your Honor.
6 admitted. Thank you.
And have you had any physical altercations with Mr. Rios?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Who was physically violent?
Cesar Rios.
Okay. When did this incident happen?
The last time it happened was on my birthday, July 17th of 2024.
Okay. Has he been physically violent before?
Yes.
And you provided a copy of his criminal record search, correct?
Correct.
Is it true and accurate?
Yes.
Has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit P7, which is the criminal record search of Cesar Rios.
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
P7 admitted. Thank you.
Okay. And you also provided text messages from Mr. Rios, correct?
Correct.
And these text messages show that he's working with housing, correcting?
Correct.
Correct, I apologize. And that's labeled Exhibit P2, correct?
Correct.
And they're true and accurate, correct?
Correct.
And they have not been altered in any way, correct?
No.
We move to admit Exhibit P2 into evidence, Your Honor.
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
P2 admitted. Thank you.
Okay. And how has visitation been with Mr. Rios?
It's been inconsistent. He pretty much just kind of picks her whenever he wants, which is once or twice a week, every other week. He doesn't really want to have a set schedule. He just tells me that he wants to just pick her up whenever he tells me. So I just want to have something written and have a set schedule that I could follow.
Okay. And you provided a copy of the visitation that he's exercised, correct?
Correct.
And that's been labeled Exhibit P4, correct?
Correct.
And is it true and accurate?
Yes.
Has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit P4 into evidence.
The state has no objections, Your Honor.
P4 admitted. Thank you.
Now, Ms. Kelly, how did you keep track of his missed visitations?
Just with a calendar and messages of when he does pick her up and he doesn't. To begin with, the court order we had back in December from the very first court, all the days he was supposed to get visitation, those are the days that I counted that he missed visitation. And after March, when we have no orders in place, I just counted the days that he actually has picked her up, which are very, very minimal.
Okay. And for the last month of May, he only had 5 visits. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. And during those times, did Mr. Rios let you know that he was not going to pick up the child?
No, he did not.
Okay. And so did you make plans that you had to cancel or change?
Yes.
Okay. Is Mr. Cesar Rios dependable?
No, he is not.
Okay. And you provided no, I apologize. You provided a summary of the relief you wanted, correct?
Yes.
And that's everything that you want, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, we move to admit the relief requested. We will make it exhibit, or as an aid to the court, exhibit P10, I guess.
Your Honor, the state has no objections with the exceptions of the requested relief as to uncovered medical expenses and reimbursement of medical expenses.
I can wear this shirt
Okay,
to work.
duly
I just have
noted.
to cover my tits a
P10
little
admitted.
bit.
Thank you, Your Honor. And in that requested relief, you're asking for him to have the standard possession order for child under 3, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking that he have no overnights, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking for guideline child support, correct?
Correct.
Which you've provided in your exhibit P1, correct?
Yes.
And that total, or his child support, is supposed to be $939.52, correct?
Correct.
On a monthly basis, correct?
Correct.
And I pass the
He's
witness.
making a lot more than
Miss
$1,000
Alexander.
a fucking house.
I'm sorry. What was that dollar amount for child support? I'm sorry.
$939.
It was $939.52.
Just a couple of clarification questions. Mom, as to the VA benefits that Dad receives, how do you know that he received those?
Pretty much when we were together, when I was filing for Champ VA for the health insurance for my daughter, he had to provide a letter of his benefits that he received. So that's where I know the amount that he receives.
Okay,
From
so you've actually put eyes on some kind of document that states how much he receives, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I just want to clarify, does Dad have any other children other than the child before the court?
Yes, he does. He has 2 other children.
How many?
2?
2 other children. Are they his biological children under the age of 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I got a little sidetracked. So the child support amounts, are you requesting that the court order these new amounts to start as of January 1st, 2025, the same date as what was in that order that was entered in December of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Kaminsky, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Can I also ask?
Ms. Alexander, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, no witnesses from the state.
If I can have the closing remarks.
I was shaking my head, Hector, because MB asked, is the dude there or in jail? And I said, no, he's not there. He's just not there. So he's not making minimum wage if they're saying $939 for child support. Also, I just thought of something. Imagine if he has 3 different baby mamas with 3 different kids. I mean, eventually he could be paying like 50% plus of his income just in child support. The lesson here is consolidate your baby mamas. On the alternative, if you wanted more, you would extrapolate your baby daddies.
We just ask for a wage garnishment because there has been no child support payments since the last order.
Thank you. And Ms. Alexander,
Oh, no further questions, Your Honor.
any closing remarks?
No closing remarks, except just to ask the court to set child support based on the guidelines and the testimony presented to the court, and for that child support amount to start January 1st, 2025.
Based on the testimony and evidence before this court, I will grant the new child support obligation in the amount of $939.52. That is to begin January 1st of 2025 and monthly thereafter. I will also grant the standard possession order with no overnight visits. And just so that I'm clear, Mr. Kubinski, did you, in your request, you had the pickup and drop off at the residence of Miss Kelly. Did you still want that, or did you want it to be at a public location?
Yes, ma'am. My residence, please.
Okay, so
And Your
then, go ahead, I'm sorry.
do apologize. We also would request for the parties to speak through app close because there's been complications.
Miss Alexander, looks like that you wanted to say something?
Yes, Your Honor. So, I mean, obviously, I do not represent Dad in any of this, but the protective order says that Dad's not allowed to be within 200 yards of Mom's residence. And how's it
Right,
going to?
so I saw that. That's why I was wanting to know. I don't want to put orders in place that would be direct in violation of that protective order. So that's kind of why I was asking about the public place.
Your Honor, can I have a moment, just a quick sidebar with my client to discuss it?
Sidebar. Okay. It's not her responsibility to make sure he doesn't break the rules. But
Iris,
it is a
while
hassle.
they're doing that, did you get all of the exhibits that were admitted?
I'm sorry, Judge, if we can go over them. I have P5, P7, and P10, which is the relief.
Okay, I have P1. This isn't the way in the order. P1, P8, P5, P6, P7, P2, P4, P10.
So much P.
Alrighty, thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And Judge, we would ask that the exchange point be at the closest police department to our client's house.
Okay. Do you have, I'd like to put it in
The record.
Do we have an address for that?
Let me see if I can get it.
Zaragoza, if possible.
Police station on Zaragoza.
Yes.
Let's make sure that we put that address in the order, but I will grant that request absent any pickup and drop off from its school. I don't think she's even old enough, right?
No, ma'am. She's 2.
I was gonna say, she's not old enough for that. And is she in daycare or anything like that?
No, ma'am. My sister watches her while I work.
So then that will be the location, and then until further orders of the court. Anything else, Mr. Kubinski?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Alexander?
What? So who's going to be doing the picking up and dropping off of the child on Mom's behalf? Again, I don't represent Dad, but I don't want the court to unintentionally put him in a position of violating a court order.
Well, the pickup and drop
because I
off
believe-
will be at the police station off Zaragoza. And it will be by an adult designated by Mom.
Okay.
And the same thing for Dad, either Dad or an adult designated by Dad. Communication will be through app close. So if there's any changes in pickup, drop off, or kind of identifying who's going to do that, please do that through app close. It does monitor all of the communication between the parties.
That is
Mr.
not
Kubinski, how long do you need to draft this order, or who's going to draft the order?
Judge, Ms. Alexander volunteered, and we don't have any problem with the state.
So then, Ms. Alexander, how much time will you need, unless you can get to me by tomorrow?
I should be able to, Judge.
Let me give you another week. Let's do next Friday.
That would be wonderful, Judge. Just
And
in case.
no, not a problem. Next Friday by noon. Unless there's anything else, that will conclude the hearing. Thank you, everyone. And that'll
be that. Hi, Crass. How are you? You got gifted a membership the other day, and your name touched my lips. I hope you're doing well, but you're here at the end. Your timing is poor. Dad does sound like a loser in this case, didn't he? It was terrible. What a fucking asshole. Don't send revenge corn of people. That's terrible. It deters other people from sharing, and I like to share. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I won't be with you tonight, but I'm sure... Look at MB. Oh my God. Wait, if I'm on the screen, it won't pop up, but it'll say pair character jumping up and down, saying #1 fan, #1 fan. You are my #1 fan, MB. I love you. Tomorrow will be about 5:30. Oh, wait. Is it slap fights tomorrow? Is it slap fights tomorrow? It'll be around that. Oh, wait, they're on Fridays. Is it slap fights tonight? It's the 20th. Okay. So then it'll just be 5:30 tomorrow. I've already skipped through next week. Terrible. Yes, that's right, Crass. Someone sends nudes, you keep them to yourself. And you say thank you. I think those are the main things that we teach. MB, please be safe. You're going to be in court next week. Can I watch it? Will you send me the details and I won't post it? I would love to watch it. And you know I don't think it's boring. Anyways, seriously, you got federal court, so? Federal court, unfortunately, humble fucking brag. Humble fucking brag. Oh, I'll be in federal court. Of course you didn't. Yes, you did, Crass. That was a general instruction for people receiving nudes, not directed at you. Don't worry. Oh, you guys. Okay. I love the humble brag for MB, our very own MB, gonna be in federal court, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that here first. I love you guys so much. So much. Do me a favor. Tune in tomorrow in the evening and we'll have a good time. But also do me another favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye.